What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series The Last Jedi Luke Skywalker Jedi Master. Here we do have Luke in the packaging, which I'm really excited for this figure. I am a little disappointed though, he doesn't come with a lightsaber of any kind, so I'm a little bummed out about that. Maybe we'll get another Luke with the darker color scheme. I don't know. Here we do have an image of Luke right here. On the side, he is the 46th figure of the line. On the back of the packaging, we do get a little bio. After tragedy destroyed his attempt to rebuild the Jedi Knights, Luke Skywalker vanished from the galaxy. Now the Resistance need his help to thwart the efforts of the evil First Order. We have that same bio in different languages. Really excited I have this guy in hand, so what we're going to do now is take a little break, get him open up, and go on to the rest of his review. So sit tight, everyone. And here we have Luke Skywalker posed and out of the packaging. Sorry if I sound a little under the weather, I actually am. But we do have Luke Skywalker here out of the packaging, and let's actually take a look at his first accessory. I really don't know how this is supposed to go on, but his only accessory, I should say, is this soft goods robe. And even though it is soft goods, I kind of wish it wasn't. It just doesn't sit right over Luke at all. And let me actually just show you, like, the way it's sewn, this is supposed to go over his shoulders like this, but it doesn't really do a good job sitting there. Of course it doesn't now on camera, but most of the times when I do this, it just like wants to keep sliding down his back, and it comes with these strings, which I don't know what they're for. I think it's to tie it around his neck so that it doesn't slide around, but I can't seem to get the strings tied properly. And if you look where they're actually placed really low, so it really doesn't sit properly on him. If you take a look right here, you can see how much area that hood still has, and still has to go over his shoulders like that. The hood has to come here, and the point has to tip down, but it's just really cumbersome. I really kind of wish this was plastic, honestly. It's a really nice material, don't get me wrong. It feels wonderful. It's really soft and silky, but kind of preferred a plastic robe over this, but that's just me. Moving that off to the side, here we do have Luke Skywalker out of the packaging, and as I said, he doesn't come with any accessories besides his robe, and that is really disappointing. I kind of wish he came with his lightsaber. You know, this is making me think maybe he doesn't use a lightsaber in The Last Jedi. Who knows, because all the promotional images for Luke, he doesn't have a lightsaber, so maybe he stopped using it. I don't know. Oddly enough, he does have a loop for the lightsaber, and let me just show that off really fast. He has a tiny little loop right here that you could put a lightsaber on. Don't know what that's about. Maybe they wanted to include a lightsaber, but they just chose not to. I don't know. We'll see how it goes in the movie. It's still a couple months out. But let's take a look at Luke Skywalker and all his details now. Does it look like a Mark Hamill? From some angles, yes. From other angles, he kind of looks like Jeff Bridges from Tron, and he does have that Tron-like feel to him, like he's from Tron, Jeff Bridges. I don't know, there's just some angles that it looks like Mark Hamill's, and some it doesn't. I do like the wash that they put in his hair. He actually has a lot of detail sculpted into his robes right here. It's not just a flat beige, it's actually sculpted detail going all the way around and even onto his tunic right here. I'm pretty sure in the movie this is supposed to be one piece, but to free up the articulation they opened it up, which I'm okay with that. We are getting a Luke with soft goods, so it's all, I don't mind it. Moving on to his pants, we kind of get a New Hope feel where it's a beige with the leg wraps. And we saw that in A New Hope, so There is some throwback to old school Luke Skywalker in this figure, so I do like that. And he feels really old Ben-ish to me. Like, if you were to head swap him with old Ben, you still have a elderly Jedi figure that is going to teach some young person about the Force, which I'm all for. So overall, really love the detail on him. And let's actually show off his hand really fast, because this is one feature I didn't touch on. He does have the robotic hand, which I'm really curious to why he has all the mechanics exposed. Like, at the end of Empire, we saw him get a flesh hand, so why is his hand robotic? Or why doesn't his hand have the flesh covering on it? Maybe we'll find out. Who knows? Maybe they'll just leave us in the dark, and it's one of those questions that will never get answered. But anyway, let's move on to Luke's articulation. Now, he does have a lot of articulation, but some of it is hindered. He does have a ball joint in the head, so we can get some slight pivot there, turns left and right, some slight up and down. Now, he does have a hinge, which lets his neck go down about that much. Can only look up about that much because of how much hair he has. So, okay range in the head. Arms go out to about that far. When they do a 360, just like with Rey and Kylo Ren, they do jet out to the sides because of the way his top is sculpted. If they had just shaved that down just a little bit, he'd get a perfect 360, but they do jet out to the sides, so be aware of that. He has a single joint in the elbow, giving you a little bit of the 90. Swivels at the elbow. We have a swivel and a hinge right here in the wrist. And it's the same for both arms. He has an inward hinge for both arms, or for both hands. He has a mid-torso joint which works really well, a little too well, honestly. Like, you can get some gapping right there, but if you're okay with it and you're not going to notice it too much, then by all means have him posed like he's some Nintendo 64 character. That does compensate for the waist twist, and we do get a little bit of a crunch there. Legs are on a ball joint. They go out about that far, go forward this much, and again they will be hindered by his tunic. They go back that far. He does have a thigh swivel, double joints in the knee, so we actually get really good range in his legs, so that's really good. He has an ankle hinge which goes back more than it goes forward, and we do get a rocker ankle. So all the articulation you expect from a Black Series. So what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get him posed for my final thoughts, and we'll wrap up this review. So sit tight, everyone. So here we have Luke Skywalker posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I really do like this figure. I kind of wish he came with a lightsaber, although we're not even sure if he's going to use a lightsaber, so I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Still wanted a lightsaber with this Luke. But other than that, I still like this figure. Now, we did get an early look at this figure if you got the Comic-Con 2-pack. As much as I wanted it, I kind of waited till I found Rey and Luke in stores. Essentially, you're getting the same figures, and I really wasn't in any rush to pick up Luke and Rey, even though they're just going to be the same figures reissued. I picked up Luke along with Rey and Kylo Ren on Force Friday, and they were running about $20 each, and that's the price you're going to pay for 6-inch figures these days, so I was okay with it. If you're looking for this Luke, Rey, or Kylo Ren, they are hitting stores now, along with the rest of the new Black Series. So if you can get your hands on this guy, I really do recommend him, especially since we never got one for The Force Awakens, which, in all honesty, it's very surprising. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and sorry I'm under the weather. Hopefully I get better soon. But if you like this figure, leave a comment. Tell me what you think of this Luke Skywalker. As always, go check out my other videos, as well as my other Black Series reviews. Hopefully there's something you enjoy. If there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and I'll do my best to add it to my collection. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.